Pet is a member of your family, and you may want to include them in all of those holiday photographs this year. But too often, pet photos don't turn out the way you really want them to. So to get your pet to sit still and to look at the camera, we have a special guest, and that's Jeff Murphy from the Canine Country Club, who's going to be giving us a few tips, and I know I need them. Poco and Layla have already been trained.
You've got it.
Okay, so how do you get them to respond initially?
Okay.
I keep hearing this click every once in a while.
Yeah, there is that. Two things for the photograph. One, we need the dog to stay in some place for some period of time so we can take the photograph. And then second, we need the dog to hopefully look at the camera and maybe even perk up the ears and pay attention. For the stay part, most dogs will sit. Most dogs that come to us will have a sit, but they don't necessarily stay put. So all we've got to do is use a clicker, for example, and then start treating whenever the dog doesn't move. And we can continue to do that, and then we can move away from the dog, and we can click again, and do that over and over and over again until we can, and then we can lengthen out the time between the clicks so that it's a longer period of time, and now we've got our stay.
How much does the repetition play in the dog being obedient?
Well, it's everything. But, for something like this, you could work, honestly, just for a couple of days because you're only needing, 5-10 seconds for a camera shot. So a couple of days of preparation would go a long way in something like this. And then, of course, the next thing is getting the dog to look at you. That's the next piece of the puzzle.
Now, we have some photos of Poco, the little one over here.
Yes, we do.
And maybe you can explain and tell us. She looks so happy there.
She does. We've done two things there. One, we taught her a play bow. So we taught her to go into that little pose that looks so cute. But then we also taught her to look at the camera. And all we did was point a camera at her, click when she looked at the camera, and treat. Don't have to take a picture, obviously. Just click and treat, click and treat, click and treat every time she looks at the camera. You end up with a dog that just absolutely will mug for a camera. Every time you point one at it, they're ready to go. There's some easier ways if you don't want to take that time. For example, there's some noise makers that you can use. There's even an app for the iPhone.
This is unbelievable.
Yeah.
He says there's an app for that, and I kept hearing this noise, and it is an actual app called Doggy Toy?
Doggy Toy.
Shake to squeak?
And it's free. You shake it, it'll make a noise, a different noise. Eventually, you'll get one that the dog will say, Poco, and you'll get that kind of reaction right there.
Okay, now getting the dogs to pose in particular poses. You had one cute one with Poco.
Right.
But what if you want to have the dog sitting between your spouse and you, sitting on your lap? How do you get it to just not move and look at the camera?
Okay, well, let's go back to kind of what we were doing earlier. Pick what's your pose. If you wanted the dog to be lying down at somebody's feet, have whoever's going to be sitting there next to the dog sit down in a chair, have the dog lie down, and then we start this process where we click, Poco's looking too, and then we move away and click again and treat, and then move further away, and we'd increase the time between the clicks until we could get our 5 to 10 seconds with the dog sitting still.
Amazing. Patience and repetition. That seems to work very, very good. Jeff, thank you so very much. I didn't get the name of your assistant over here with Poco.
Jessica Powell. She works with us at the Canine Country Club.
Well, we appreciate you coming in, and I know you're going to be sticking around for Fox 26 News Extra.
Yep.
And you'll be showing us a few other things on how you can get your animal to do what they don't want to do normally.
That's right.
Okay, thanks so much.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Well, Doug.
All right, coming up, he's a